everyone. So today is going to be my labor and delivery story, and you guys get to meet little Kiera. She is definitely a little spitfire. I may have to stop to feed her because she is definitely a little hungry baby. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, we'll show you. Hi, honey. Hi, honey. As you can see, she has a lot of hair. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. So let's just get into this story so that way you guys can know what happened. Now, what I will say is that before I get into the story, just wanted to let you guys know that over on my husband's channel, Kevin's channel, I'll put a link to his channel below. You guys can subscribe to his channel. We're going to be doing family vlogs at least once a week, upload those on Monday morning. And so he is editing our birth vlog, so that will be over there in the next couple of weeks. That one's a little long, and he has one uploaded already, so I'll put a link to that one as well. So let's get into it. Maybe. Okay, so let's get into it. She's eating now, so she should be good. So I told you guys, like, in my 35-week update that I was having some false labor, and that continued. I actually went into the hospital at 37 weeks for false labor. I also went into the hospital at 38 weeks for false labor. So I was pretty much on a first name basis with the triage nurses when I actually went in to get admitted. So on Wednesday, August 18th, I'm trying to think, no, Wednesday, August 17th, at about 8 p.m. at night, like, my contractions started up. They went all night, but they weren't very consistent. They were anywhere between 5 to 9 minutes, and I could talk through all of them. So in my mind, I totally thought that I was going to go to the hospital probably Thursday morning. I was just gonna wait until my contractions got really hard and I couldn't talk through them. So I literally stayed up all night on Wednesday, kind of bouncing on my birthing ball. I was looking at YouTube videos. I didn't really want to wake up the boys, just to let them get a good night's sleep. I truly believed that I was going into labor the next day, like I was gonna have me a baby. Come 9 o'clock in the morning the next day, contractions completely stopped, and I literally was like heartbroken, kind of, because I had been going through this since 35 weeks, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So my husband woke up. He got my son ready, you know, for the day. We kind of stayed around. I was crying in the morning because I was just like, I don't know when this is going to happen. The person who was going to watch my son, she had off that day, so I was really hoping, well, she was at work, and I was really hoping that she had off that day. So I was just like really stressed out. Come 2:30, I told my husband, hey, I need to take a nap. I can't function right now. I just really need to sleep off just everything and just kind of get my mind right, and just in this whole, like, she's gonna come when she's gonna come. Like, I was just anticipating every single day that she was going to be here, and it was just taking a toll on me mentally. So in my mind, I was just going to sleep and get like a good rest, and then when I woke up, I was just going to have this mindset that, you know what, I'm 39 weeks today. She can come anytime between now and 42 weeks, and it would be perfectly fine. I had my 39-week appointment scheduled for that Friday, and so I was just going to embrace the last weeks of pregnancy. In my mind, that's just what I was going to do. So I woke up at 4:30 on August 18th after my nap. It was 4:30 p.m. and I just had a lot of pressure. Like, I just had to use the restroom, and I was like, oh, fine, let me just roll over and try to go to the restroom. So I stand up, and it is my water. It broke while I was asleep. And I know it was my water because my water broke with my son as well, exactly at 39 weeks as well. So I didn't really want to alarm Kevin. So I just went to the restroom and just tried to make sure that it definitely was my water, and it was. So I text him, I'm upstairs and he's downstairs with Xander, just kind of playing around. And I texted him, I said, we need to go to the hospital. It is time for us to go. My water broke. So he was not ready either. Like, both of us, we were prepared, but we really weren't. Like, we had the car and everything already packed up. We had Xander's bag packed up. Everything was good. So I called my midwife and I let them know that I was headed to the hospital because I believed that my water had broke. I called my friend who was going to be watching my son, and she just happened to have gotten off work early. So she was going to meet us before I went to the hospital, and she had that Friday and Saturday off, which was perfect. So we dropped off Xander, headed over to triage so that they can check you, because they don't really take your word for it when your water breaks. They actually do like a little swab test sign or whatever to see if it truly is your water that broke or if you just wet yourself, essentially. So I get into triage. I'm hooked up to the machines. I have just slight contractions. There's not anything that's really, you know, crazy or anything like that. And they come and check, and it is definitely my water. We left the house at about 5 o'clock, which is traffic galore in Tampa Bay, and our hospital was 45 minutes away. We got there in about an hour, so not too bad. So got there to triage at 6. They admitted me at 7 p.m. is when we got moved to labor and delivery. My contractions still were not that bad, are consistent. When you look on the scale or whatever, I think they have like a 0 goes all the way up to 100 or above. I was like in the 30s for contractions, so I could still talk through them. However, I was in a little bit of pain, not too much. I think in the video, in the birth vlog, I said something like it was maybe a 3 or 4. So get up to the room at 7 p.m. and we I definitely am not walking around or anything like that, but I'm just trying to adjust myself. I asked to bounce on a birthing ball, just try to get things going. And I kind of knew that I may have to start pitocin, because I did the same thing with my son. Like, even with my water breaking, it just did not jumpstart labor and contractions for my son, and I kind of felt it was going to go the same way with her, and it did. So at about 8 p.m. I started on pitocin, and pitocin, when it like really kicks in very fast for me, like within the next 10 to 15 minutes, I could feel those contractions, and they were getting really, really intense. I lasted about an hour on the pitocin. They came to check me, and I was only at 4 centimeters, and you need to be 10 centimeters before you can push your baby out. And I was like, no, I need an epidural. Just get me an epidural. Because you have to wait. Like, you can't get the epidural right away. There's only one anesthesiologist, and they're doing like all the rooms. So like, you know, they're doing everything. So they're doing everything. So I had to wait probably about 30-45 minutes before I can get my epidural, and I could not talk through those contractions. I knew that I wasn't going to go any further in my labor because of how bad I was tensing up, because of how hard they were coming. They were coming like every 2 minutes. It was just really rough. So my anesthesiologist got there like around 9:30, 9:45, and I was able to get my epidural, which, yay, epidural. I'm totally like, you birth however you want. I just personally I cannot deal with that pain. So 9:30 comes, got the epidural, hi, and I had some visitors come. We had some friends come just to see how we were doing, and they left around 11 o'clock. I kind of told them that I wanted to get a little bit of rest before I had her, so they left. It was about 10-15 minutes after they left that I told my husband. I didn't even get a chance to like really rest, I told my husband that I felt like I had to push. And so the nurse came in and she's like, you feel like you have to push? And I was like, yeah. And you just checked me at like 9:30 and I was a 4 or 9 and I was a 4 before I got my epidural. And so at 11:15 she checked me. I was a 10. Maybe it was close to 11:30. I was a 10 centimeter, so I was ready to go. However, my midwife was not. She was at another hospital delivering another woman who was in labor. So we had to call her backup, which was kind of awesome because it was the same MD, the OB that delivered my son. So I had the same woman who delivered my son deliver my daughter, which was kind of cool, which I was kind of glad that kind of happened. So they called her and you could tell that she totally makes that trek from her home to the hospital like regularly because she just knows her pattern of, you know, how long it was going to take her. She told the nurse literally that it would take her 12 minutes to get there. So I was instructed not to push. Don't push, kind of fight against it, kind of hold her in because we didn't have a doctor or a midwife there. 30 minutes passed, almost 30 minutes passed, and the doctor still wasn't there. I literally was just breathing through. It wasn't painful, just a lot of pressure. And you can, if a baby is ready to come out, a baby's gonna come out. So I was literally just kind of chanting to myself, hold her in, hold her in, hold her in, because I wasn't allowed to push since we didn't have a doctor there to catch her. It was just the nurses. But the nurses were fabulous. They had everything already set up. So when my doctor did come in, when my doctor did come in, she literally just had to throw on her gown and like little booties, and she sat down and she was like, you can push whenever you're ready. So I did. I pushed and it was 3 pushes, maybe 5 minutes, she was out. I was definitely relieved that she was able to come out. We didn't get to do skin to skin right away, only because she did have meconium, which that is poop. When they're kind of in distress, they can poop in the womb still and aspirate it, breathe it in. So they just wanted to check and make sure that she didn't do that, and she didn't, which I'm very thankful for, because then she would have had like, you know, signs of infections and all that craziness. So this little girl was born at 12:15 a.m. on August 19th. She weighed 7 pounds 8 ounces. And her length was 20.5 inches, which is hilarious because her brother was born at 39 weeks. Exactly, he was an ounce bigger than her and 1/2 inch longer than her. So they look a lot alike when they were first born. I didn't cry. It was just so I don't know, it was so weird. Like with my son, I cried when he was born. With her, they had to take her away, obviously, just to check on her. So they checked on her and they brought her back and put her on me. And it kind of was just like the two of us became one. She latched on to breastfeed right away. So I like really didn't even have time to register a cry. It was more of a, oh my goodness, I'm a mom to a daughter and she needs me, so I have to be a mom. It was so special. It was just like the two of us, and it's something that I definitely will treasure forever. And she is just such an easygoing baby, just like her brother was. She only cries usually when she's hungry. Like right now she's fiddling, even though I've already fed her. She's still a little hungry. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And her brother loves her to death. He's always asking to hold his baby. He wants to play with her. He wants to tickle her. He wants her to play with his toys. Obviously he has a little while to go before she can play with his toys. So everything went good except for the fact of me having to hold that baby in for almost 30 minutes. That is something I would never ever wish on anyone. But all in all, it totally worked out perfect. She's here, she's healthy. I'm not pregnant anymore. I haven't gotten sick in 10 days. Today, yes, today she is 10 days old. She has a head full of hair, as you can see. It is jet black. And her eyes right now are a gray color, which was her brother's too, but my son's eyes are dark. So we'll see how she goes. Yes. Yes. She is seriously like the love of our life. She completely completes our family, and we are so happy. And with that, we are going to say bye-bye. Bye guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Like I said, if you guys want to watch like vlogs, weekly vlogs of our family, you can check that out on my husband's channel. Make sure you subscribe to not only his channel but also my channel, so you guys stay up to date and you don't miss a video. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you what's in my hospital bag, and this is a second time mom edition. So that means I'm not playing games. I've done this once, I've overpacked before, I know what to put in there, and I'm gonna help you out. So let's go ahead and get started. My beautiful brown doll on Etsy made her this beautiful ballerina slash labor robes. So comfy, covers up everything. It's just like perfect. So when I have visitors and I want to cover up but I still want to be comfortable, this is it. They have so many different prints, and it's just cute. And like what I said, Pink Blush Maternity not only has them in our plus size girls, but they also have them for women of other sizes.